After adding the projector device, let us now look at how to build an automated sequence to control the device we have created. Such an automated sequence can also be called as an automation queue. A queue can automate a wide range of actions for a wide range of devices. Prior to creating automation queues, it is recommended that you watch the tutorial for creating an automation device on the GDC SR-1000 server. In this tutorial, we will demonstrate how to create an automation queue on your GDC SR-1000 server using the web UI. To add an automation queue, click on the Queue submenu under the Automation tab. By default, there are a few queues which are already programmed into the server and are shown on the left side of the screen. However, in most cases, you will create your own queues, specific to your theater's needs. To begin, click on the Create button, below the queue list. Next, type in the name of the new queue. Since we will be automating the projector device previously created, let us name the queue as Start Projector. This queue will trigger an automated sequence, which will turn on the projector's lamp, and then open its dowser. If you wish to rename the queue, click on the Rename button and retype the queue name. Once the queue is created, we now need to add the sequence of actions. Click on the plus icon to add an action. You will notice that every entry has 3 columns to select the device, action, and parameter respectively. Each device has its own set of specific actions, which the user can select from the drop-downs provided. When System is selected, we see all the actions available to the system, that is the physical GDC server. The device drop-down also enlists the other default devices, as well as the projector we set up earlier. Timer, which accepts values in milliseconds, creates space in between your automation commands. IMBGPIO is a form of automation that sends electrical pulses through a series of wired outputs. Coil sends a single electrical pulse to the output we specify. Register sends a series of electrical pulses. And level produces an electrical clamp. The projector device we previously created has its own unique set of actions, which we will use to build our automated sequence. As mentioned earlier, the first action would be to turn on the projector's lamp. Next, we will add a timer event, which will create a delay between commands, which may be required to ensure that each action is properly received by the device. Enter the timer value as 2000 milliseconds, which is the equivalent of 2 full seconds. As the third action, we will open the projector's dowser. To delete an action, click on the minus button on the right end of that particular entry. Once you have completed building your automation queue, click on the Save button. The Start Projector queue can now be added to a playlist. You can also test this queue by clicking on the Execute button, as shown. In case you want to delete this automation queue, click on the Delete button. The Trigger submenu allows you to manually trigger automation queues and commands for configured devices on the server. The Start Projector queue which we created would now be available under the queue label drop-down and can be manually executed from here. Also, the projector quick setup section allows access to the projector device which we created earlier. The user can directly execute automation commands and macros for a configured projector, by selecting them, and clicking on the execute button. You can also create a quick access button, for a particular automation queue, which can be accessed from the Control sub-tab, under the dashboard. To do so, go to the Queue sub-menu under the Automation tab. Here, click on the desired automation queue, from the queue list, to display its details and click on the Rename button. Insert the prefix queue underscore before the actual queue name, and click on OK. Save the changes by clicking on the Save button. A new quick access button for this particular queue should be created under the Control sub-tab. You can now access this queue directly from the Control sub-menu itself. Click on the newly created quick access button to execute the queue. This tutorial is now complete. Thank you for watching.